having some success. And then the last 4 games have been rough for the Bulldogs. They played Whitwell, lost 9-49. Clay County lost 7-62. Went to Caverna, lost 32-38, and played last week and lost to Gornsville 14-49. And that puts the Bulldogs at 3-6. And so we just had the kickoff, and the Bulldogs, they decided to kick it out of bounds. They kicked it out of bounds, and that'll means Sunbright will take over on their own 35-yard line.
Sunbright will start the ball on the 35-yard line.
Okay. So, number 1, Dale Hudson is the quarterback for the Tigers, and they're going to hand it to a jet sweep to number 11. He's going to try to get the edge, and he's going to be tackled for about a loss of a yard. That's number 13, Landon Monroe. And number 13, Braden Strunk on the carry. I'm sorry, number 11, Jonah Frills on the carry. Goes for no gain. They marked him down to the 35. So second down to 10 for the Tigers. They're going to come out, and it looks to be a 2-by-2 set. Quarterback will be in the gun. Inside receiver to the left goes in motion to his right, and he's going to hand it to number 32, and the Bulldogs were able to get a lot of penetration. Looks like number 55, Tobin Sellers, slowed him up, and then a couple of other Bulldogs were able to come in and wrap him up and take him down. So no gain on the run. Run was to number 22. That's Gavin Crady. He's on the carry. That's going to bring up third down for the Tigers. I watched a little bit of film on the Tigers. You can go back on the NFHS and watch some of the games on demand. And they like to spread it out a lot. And looks like the game I watched, number 22, was in a quarterback. Now number 1, I don't have a number for him. It's Dale Hudson as quarterback. So empty set, 3 receivers to the right, and he throws it out to number 32. It's going to be complete at the 50. Number 32 is the inside receiver lined up to the left on the 2 receiver side. He just run a hard slant and made a good catch. And they're going to mark him down on the 49 in Bulldogs territory. So 10-yard, 11-yard. We're going to say about a 16-yard passing catch for the Tigers, and they have a fresh set of downs. So they're going to come out in another 2-by-2 set. Quarterback is in the gun, running back to his right. He gets the snap. It's a high snap, and he's going to just try to get it up and run with it, and he is going to be tackled for a loss. So gained 16 on the previous pass. Lost about 15 on that bad snap, and so the Tigers have the ball. Looks to be about 25 yards to get a first down off a bad snap. And, you know, if you're the Tigers or any team really, the goal is never to play behind the chains. And now the Tigers have put themselves in a big hole on second down. They're in a 2-by-1 set, and they're going to hand it off to number 22, and they're just going to try to find some room up the middle. He has nowhere to run. He's going to be hit. Looks to be looking at the line judge. He's going to lose about a yard or maybe 2 yards on the carry, and so they're going to be third down and very long. Ball is on their own 35-yard line where they started the game, and they got to get to the Bulldogs' 39-yard line for a first down. So Tigers look to spread it out, getting the call from the sideline. They got 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Quarterback is going to be in the gun. He's going to get the snap. He's looking to pass. Going to roll out to his left, and he's going to throw it out, and it's going to be tipped and fall incomplete, and the Tigers are going to have to punt. So
pass incomplete by Sunbright, broken up by number 7, Kelby Wheeler.
So the Tigers' ball falls incomplete, and I'm going to be honest with you on that. That ball got tipped up in the air. That ball got tipped in the air. and the Tigers could have come up with that tip. I don't know that anybody was going to stop him because there was no one behind him. But regardless, it falls incomplete, and the Tigers are going to have to punt. So we got a snap and a punt, and it's an end over end. That's going to bounce back. Up, it's going to hit, maybe fall a couple of yards. So that's going to net maybe a. That's going to net maybe 20-yard punt, and the Bulldogs are going to take over on their own 44-yard line, first down and 10. So the Bulldogs most of the year have spread it out and thrown quite a bit. I mean, if I had to guess, they've thrown about 60% of the time as opposed to running at roughly 40. If I had to go back and look at the stats, I think last week the Bulldogs attempted 29 passes, and that's not counting the ones that the pocket breaks down and Aubrey has to take off with. So the Bulldogs are going to come in a two-pistol formation, 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. Lancaster's the deep back, and he's just going to hand it off to Lancaster up the middle, and he's got some room. He is up to the he's going to be tackled, I think, just short of the 40-yard line. And so first play of the game, the Bulldogs are going to pick up a first down at 10. So
first down.
So just a little handoff up the middle to number 14, Tyler Lancaster. He's been the bell cow for most of the year, you could say, and he's done a pretty good job. He's run extremely hard for the Bulldogs. That time he got hit and then ended up getting about 6 yards after the contact. So great run by him. Bulldogs stay in a shotgun formation, and Lincoln's going to keep it. His little quarterback power. He's going to try to force it back to the middle just a little bit, and he's going to be tackled, but he's going to pick up close to about 3 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up about second down and 7 for the Bulldogs. Okay, and so the Bulldogs are going to break a huddle. They got a receiver right, receiver left. Quarterback is in the pistol. Joe Birdwell's lined up as the H-back to the right. Then gets the snap, and he's going to hand it to Dalton Dallas. It's going to be a double handoff. Number 4, Joseph Birdwell. And he is going to get a lot. He's going to gain a lot, but I believe it was off or not, and I think this is going to be coming back. It's either probably going to be a block in the back or a holding on the Bulldogs. Yep. Holding on the Bulldogs. So they're going to lose. They're going to lose yards, and now the Bulldogs are playing behind the sticks. And so great run by Joe Birdwell running that double handoff. I think we stole that from Whitwell, to be honest with you, and because we hadn't shown that all year. Whitwell run it with a lot of success against us at that game. And then the next week, first play of the game against Clay County, we handed it off to Joe, and he goes from about 35 to 35 in one play, and really started the game off very well for the Bulldogs. But Bulldogs are back on their own 49-yard line. They need to get to about the 32 for a first. Aubrey in the gun, got 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. He looks to his left to throw, and it's going to fall incomplete off the hands of Chris Hackney. Pass was just a little behind him. He wasn't able to corral it, and that's going to bring up third down and long for the Bulldogs. That stops the clock. We got 6:45 left to play in this first. Bulldogs have the ball on their own 49. Again, they need to get to about the 30, just slightly past the 32 for a first. Bulldogs come out in a 2-by-2 set. Link is in the gun. Lancaster line up to the Link's right. He gets the snap. He's looking to his left to throw. He's got a receiver deep, and great catch by number 11, Chris Hackney. He went up and high pointed the catch.
With an absolute amazing catch by number 11, Chris Hackney.
Went up, high pointed the catch. Just exactly what you want to do as a receiver. Just a great athletic play by number 11, Chris Hackney, just to go up and get the ball, and that's going to give the Bulldogs a fresh set of downs. Ball is on their own on the Tigers' 21-yard line. Bulldogs come out, and 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Quarterback is in the pistol. Dallas line up to the left of the quarterback. Lancaster the deep back. Link gets a snap, and he's going to hand it to Lancaster just up the middle. And he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, but he's able to fall forward, maybe picked up 2 yards on the carry. I think they're going to mark him down
Lancaster on the run, brought down
at the 16-yard line. So about a 4-yard carry by number 14. Actually, they're going to mark him down at the 25. So 5-yard carry by number 14, Tyler Lancaster, who was hit at the line of scrimmage. Bulldogs come out, same set. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Quarterback is in the pistol. Gets the snap, hands it to Lancaster once again. He's going to cut it back to his left, and he's going to put his shoulder down, and I think he's going to run into a wall of Tigers.
Tyler Lancaster,
but he's going to pick up a few on the carry. Yep, he's going to pick up enough for a first down, and he got all the way down to the 10-yard line, and so Bulldogs have a first down and goal, ball on the Tigers' 10-yard line, and other than the holding penalty by the Bulldogs, they've really had their way. They've really been able to move the ball with a lot of success against the Tigers. Well, the Bulldogs are going to come out in a smokestack I formation. Lancaster still the deep back. Dallas the fullback. Birtle the middleman. Link's under center. He's going to hand it to Lancaster up the middle. And he's going to pick up close to 8, maybe 9 yards on the carry.
Again on the run. Gaining a few.
Let's see where they mark him down. Yeah, they're going to mark him on the 2-yard line. So we've got a second down and goal for the Bulldogs from the 2-yard line. Link likes to line up on this and then put Chris Hackney out and just kind of release. He's lined up to the left of that tight end. So we'll watch for play action fake and then a release from number 11, Chris Hackney. Gets the snap, and he's going to hand it to Lancaster, and he is going to be stopped and hit at the line of scrimmage and just thrown down. And that's going to bring up third down for the Tigers. And so we're at the 4-minute mark in the first. The Bulldogs have started this drive back on their own 44-yard line, and they got the ball, I think, on their own 4. Lancaster lost about 2 on the carry. Link is under center, still at smokestack eye. He's going to fake the pass, and he's going to release out to Chris Hackney. And, he had him wide open. He had him wide open, overthrew it, just wide. And Bulldogs have a 4th down. So let's see what Coach Link opts to do right here. I know before at the Whitwell game, we tried about a 30-yard field goal, so Aubrey does have the leg. And I think Coach Lane's going to take a timeout, and he's going to talk it over with his team. So while the Bulldogs are in timeout, we're going to take a timeout, pay a bill. We'll be right back. Yep, this is going to be that little flood route. Dallas coming in motion to the left, and Lincoln's going to roll out to his right. He's got a receiver. It's number 4, Joseph Birdwell, touchdown, Bulldogs. Pass complete to number 4, Joe Birdwell, and a little out route in the corner.
And it'll be a Bulldog touchdown.
Bulldogs take a 6-0 lead with 3:42 left to go in this first quarter. Wasn't bad coverage by the Tigers. They just wasn't able to get to the quarterback, and it's hard to stay manned up that long. And Bird was able to get loose there in the end. All right, and so the Bulldogs are going to attempt an extra point. Snap, hold, kick is good. So with 3:42 left to go in the first, the Bulldogs have struck first. They lead 7-0. We'll be right back. Bulldogs getting set to kick off. If you're just tuning in, Bulldogs lead 7-0. We just completed a pass to number 4, Joe Birdwell, from about 4 yards out. So Link's getting set to kick, and he's going to kick it to the sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds. And the Tigers, they're going to take over on their own 35-yard line. And so, for the Tigers offensively last time, they were able to complete the big pass for about 15, 16 yards on a 3rd down and 10. They've not had a lot of success running the football. But as soon as they got that first down, they snapped it over the quarterback's head, and they were never really able to recover from that, and were forced to punt. Bulldogs took over on their own 44, drove it 56 yards. Drove it 56 yards and scored, and now lead 7-0. So they're going to come out. Tigers going to come out in shotgun formation. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Got a player H-back lined up to the right. Quarterback is in the gun. Now the H-back's going to move over to his left, and that's going to be a delay of game. Oh, that's going to be a timeout, Tigers. And so we're going to take a quick break, pay another bill. We'll be right back. Tigers had to take a timeout. They have a first down and 10, ball on their own 35. They come out and looks to be a shotgun formation. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They're gonna pitch it back to the H-back coming around the end, and he's got some room up the end. He's at the 45, the 50. He's gonna spin around, and he's gonna cross. I think they're gonna mark him down at the 50-yard line. So 15-yard run by number 11, Jonah Frills, to start this drive for the Tigers. And actually, it's gonna be about a 16-yard run. They're gonna mark him down on the 49-yard line in Bulldog territory. So same amount of yardage they started with last time before they snapped it over the quarterback's head. So they come out, 2 receivers right, 1 left, H-back lined up to the right, quarterback is in the pistol. Number 22, the deep back. Snap, and he's going to hand it to 22, and number 55, Tobin Sellers, he makes the initial contact, and he's going to be wrapped up by about 4 or 5 other Bulldogs who also was able to shoot across, and he's going to lose about 3 yards on the carry, and now we've got about first down. We got second down and about 13. It looks like he's down on the 48-yard line in Tiger territory. All right, so the Tigers, they come out in a 2x2 set. Quarterback is in the gun. Inside receiver to the left goes in motion. Going to hand it to him. That's number 2, and he's not going to pick up anything. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. That's number 2, Grant Sexton, on the carry, and he's going to fall. He's going to be tackled, and Tigers have a third down and long to go. Ball on the 48-yard line in their own territory. All right, and so the Tigers not really huddling up. The quarterback gets the play from the sideline. They come out in a 2x2 set. Quarterback stays in the gun. We are manned up across the board. Gets the snap. He's looking to pass. Throws it up. He's got to step on the receiver, and he just dropped that ball. The pass was intended to number 11. Jonah Frills. Kelby Wheeler was on the covers, but he was beat by about a step. Frills just had to go up and high point it, much like Hackney did a few plays earlier for the Bulldogs, and he was unable to do that, and that's going to bring up fourth down for the Tigers. Bulldogs had an all-out blitz. They were manned up, and they brought about 7 players. All right, so we got a snap and a punt. And that's a good punt. It's going to hit, and he's not going to get any roll out of it, and it's going to be down. That looks to be about the let's be inside the 30. Yep, they're going to mark him down on the 30-yard line. Tigers punted, so all right, and so the Bulldogs going to break the huddle. 2 receivers left. 1 to the right. Quarterback's in the gun. Going to hand it to 14, going to his right. All right, he's going to try to get the edge, and he is not going to. He's going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage. pick up no gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for the Dogs. Tyler Lancaster on the handoff.
Lancaster on the run, gaining about 1.
Okay, so the Bulldogs break the huddle once again. It's going to be a 2-by-2 set. Receivers line them tight. Quarterback's in the gun. Lancaster to the back. And Aubrey's going to roll it to his left, and he's going to throw it complete to number 11, Chris Hackney. He's going to put his foot in the ground, and he's not going to gain anything after that. Going to be a completion up to about the 35-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5 for the Bulldogs. So right now the Bulldogs are having quite a bit of success with this air game. All right, Link gets the call from the sideline. Bulldogs break the huddle. Bulldogs going to come out in a 2-by-1 set. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Quarterback is in the pistol. All right, they're going to bring them in. They're going to bring them in tight. Gets the snap. Link's going to roll out to his right, and he's just going to keep it and go. He's going to get a block from Lancaster, and he is going to put his shoulder down and get up to about the 43-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
On the run, it'll be enough for a Bulldog.
So after that play, the first quarter is going to end, and the Bulldogs lead 7-0. So when we come back, the Bulldogs will be trying to put the ball in and extend their lead even further. We'll be right back. All right, and so we're back, and the Bulldogs come out of the first quarter up 7-0. They just ran the first play. The long handoff to Tyler Lancaster. He's going to be tackled up at about the 45-yard line. Ball still in Bulldog territory. Picked up about 2 on the carry. I'll see if I can get some updates throughout the night on that Clay Gornsville game. That's a big game for our region. All right, and so Bulldogs break the huddle, 2-by-1 set. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Quarterback is in the pistol. Link gets a snap, and he fakes the handoff. Throws it up to Joe Birdwell, and I thought there was a little contact early. Number 11, Jonah Frills on the coverage. Thought he got his hands on number 4, Joe Birdwell. But no flags, and it falls incomplete. All right, no score. Okay, Gornsville's up 7-0 on Clay County right now in the first quarter. All right, and so Bulldogs break the huddle. They got 3rd down and 8, ball on their own 45, 2-by-2 set. Inside receiver to the left goes in motion. That's Dalton Dallas. He slings it out to him to his right, and he's going to come up, get hit by number 32, Austin Frog. Frog is going to break the tackle, and he's going to end up getting upfield, and a pass that probably should have went for 5 yards ends up going for about 35 yards, and the Bulldogs have the ball. Let's see. Has the ball in Tiger territory about their 32-yard line. So it was about a 23-yard catch and run by number 2, Dalton Dallas. So Bulldogs come out in a 2-by-1 set. Quarterback's in the pistol. He's going to hand it to Dalton Dallas. He's going to go right, and he's going to put his foot in the ground. I'm sorry, he's going to go left, and it's going to be tackled. We do have a flag.
Number 2, Dalton Dallas.
And that's going to be holding on the Bulldogs. So it's going to come back, going to negate about a 8-yard run by number 2, Dalton Dallas. Flag was thrown a little late. All right, so that's going to back the Bulldogs up to about the back to their Tigers' 38-yard line, and they got about a first down and 15 to go to get the first. To get a first. All right, and so the Bulldogs, they break the huddle. They go in a 2-by-1 set, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Quarterback is in the gun. Lancaster line up to the right of the quarterback. Link gets the snap. He throws a little screen pass out to number 2, Dalton Dallas, and there is nobody there. Nobody read that at all. Dallas is going to be pushed out of bounds. That was set up nice by the Bulldogs. Link just took the snap, backpedaled, let everybody just swarm to him, and he just threw it over the lineman's head. He had about 4 people in front of him, and no Tigers close. He was able to get the reception up to about the 18-yard line. And so the Tigers have had no response for this Bulldogs offense so far this game. Bulldogs break the huddle on a 2-by-2 set. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Link drops, he looks to his left to throw. He throws it up, and that's just going to be falling incomplete. Number 57, Gabe Williams, put a little pressure on Aubrey, and Aubrey just threw off his back foot to get the ball out. Chris Hackney was the closest receiver, and it's going to fall incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Dogs. All right, so the Bulldogs break the huddle. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Quarterback in the pistol. He's going to hand it to number 4, Joseph Birdwell, on that double handoff. He's going to just weave his way around, and he's going to get tackled out of bounds close to the 5-yard line. And that should be about a first down. That's going to be enough for a first down for the Bulldogs. It's going to be a first down and goal. Ball on. Let's see where they mark him. I think it's on the, they're going to mark him down at the 8. No, the 7. We'll mark him down at the 7. So first and goal for the Bulldogs from the Tigers' 7-yard line. Bulldogs break the huddle. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Link is in the gun. He gets the snap. Looks to his left to throw, and he throws it out to Dalton Dallas. And touchdown Bulldogs. Link's 2nd touchdown of the night. That makes the score 13-0, pending the extra point.
And it'll be a Bulldogs touchdown!
So Link is getting set to kick the extra point. And we got snap, low snap, hold, and not a pretty kick, but it is through. Extra point is good. So with 9:46 left to go until halftime, the Bulldogs have extended their lead even further. They lead 14-0. We'll be right back. All right, and so the Bulldogs lead 14-0. Link getting set to kick off. Back deep for the Tigers, number 14. Don't have him on my roster. And number 32, Austin Frog. It's going to be a deep kick and going to be caught at the 25-yard line by number 11, Jonah Frills, and he is going to be hit and tackled up close to the 40-yard line. And so the Tigers are going to, that's where the Tigers are going to take over.
55, Tobin Sellers.
So number 55, Tobin Sellers, in on that tackle, and he's the Bulldogs' lone senior this year. All right, so Tigers line up in a shotgun. Number 11, Frills, goes in motion, and it's going to fumble the snap. That's the 2nd fumble snap by the Tigers tonight. All All right, and they're not gonna lose anything. Tigers come out in the shotgun, I believe. Still getting the play. Yep, shotgun formation. Number 22 is the quarterback. It's a snap, and number 22 is going to keep it. And the Bulldogs, they're just going to bull rush, and I don't think Sunbright blocked a soul.
Brought down again by number 55.
Going to lose 5 on the carry. Tigers back on their own 35-yard line, and they've not been able to do anything against this Bulldog defensive front. But the Bulldogs, they've been rushing about 7 every play. And Tigers just they've just not picked it up. So they're going to come in a shotgun formation. Number 11 goes in motion from left to right, and he's going to throw it out to number 32. And he's going to drop it. And it's going to fall incomplete, and so the Tigers are going to have to once again punt to the Bulldogs. All right, so the Tigers getting set to punt. All right, snaps low, and an end-over-end punt. So we should get a good roll out of this. It's going to roll up to about the 34-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs are going to take over. So the Bulldogs offense getting set to take the field once again, and so far they've had the ball twice, and they've put it in the end zone twice, and the Tigers have had no answer for the Bulldogs offense. Currently another score of interest, and this is kind of deciding a playoff spot. Trousdale County is currently tied with Watertown 7-7. So both teams, basically, if they win, they get in. So Bulldogs come in, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. He's going to hand it to Lancaster. He's going to try to weave his way up to the middle, and he's going to get hit, break a tackle, and then fall forward up to about the 40-yard line. So it's going to be about they're going to mark him just short of the 40-yard line. So about a 5-yard carry by number 14, Tyler Lancaster. And just saw a score. Clay County has got on the board. They're down 7-6 to Gordonsville with 1:13 left to go in the first quarter. All right, so Bulldogs come out, 2 receivers right, 1 on the left. H-back lined up to the right, quarterback in the gun. He's looking to his right to throw. He's got a receiver, number 2, Dalton Dallas, just open in the flats, and
number 2, Dalton Dallas.
Link threw it just a little low, and that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Bulldogs. So try to keep an eye on that Trousdale County Watertown game and the Gordonsville Clay County game. So Bulldogs decide to take a timeout and talk it over. They got a 3rd down and 5, ball on their own 39-yard line. They lead 14-0. We got 6:39 left to play until halftime. He's looking to his right to throw. He's got number 4, Joseph Birdwell, wide open. Joe's going to break a tackle. He's going to get up to about the 50 and be drove out of bounds. I think they may mark him just across the 50-yard. Nope, they're going to mark him down at the 50. So
Bulldogs first down.
So about a 12-yard catch by number 4, Joseph Birdwell. And for the Bulldogs, that's been open all night, and Sunbright has yet to adjust to that. Bulldogs come out, and the 2 receivers left set, 1 on the right. He's going to hand it to Lancaster up the middle, and he's going to run into his own player, but he's going to keep turning the feet, He's going to get up to about the 47-yard line, pick up about 3 on the carry. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. So Bulldogs break the huddle. Same formation, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Quarterback's in the pistol. Lancaster the deep back. He gets the snap. Going to hand it to number 2, Dalton Dallas, trying to go around the right edge. And he's going to just get bullied. He's going to bully a few Sunbright players all the way up to about the 41-yard line, or just shy of the 41-yard line. He's going to be just short. Actually, they're going to mark him at the 42. He's going to be just short of the 40-yard line. That's 40 is where we need to be to get the first. They're going to mark him at the 42. Bulldogs have a 3rd down, 2 situation to go. I think Bulldogs are in a smokestack eye. Link under center. He's going to get the snap. He's going to hand it to Lancaster, and he's going to break loose. He's at the 35. Oh, this is coming back. He's going to be tackled. He's going to be chased down and tackled inside the 10. There's a flag on the field. That should be coming back. Yep, that's going to be coming back. I saw the look on Aubrey's face, and let's see what they call. Holding on the Bulldogs. Oh, wait. So Lancaster, he broke one for about 30 yards. He got tackled.
Holding on the Bulldogs.
He got tackled inside the 10. So that is a holding on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. And that's going to back the Tigers up to, the Bulldogs up to their own 49-yard line. They got 3rd down to go. 3rd down, 11 yards to get the first. They need to get to the 40 for a 1st down. Bulldogs come out, 2 receiver left, 1 to the right. Link looks to throw. He's got the receiver, it's number 11, Chris Hackney. He's wide open. And again, Chris is able to high point it. He's going to be down at the 21-yard line. And if you're Coach Hamby out there for the Sunbright coach, you got to be asking yourself, what are you going to do? Because he had the perfect coverage on that. We're in a cover 2. He's got a safety back there. But Chris was just ran right by him. He never dropped or opened his hip or anything to drop. And Chris was just wide open. There's nothing else you can say about it. He went up and got the ball, come down, 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs. So Bulldogs are going to come in to a wing set. Dallas the wing to the right. Lancaster and Birdwell in the backfield. Link under center. He's going to get it and hand it to Dallas. He's going to go around the left edge, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds.
Number 2, Dalton Dallas on the run.
I was watching the Sunbright line defensive end. He got turned sideways. And I don't think he was really blocked. He just kind of got turned around weird. Nobody was really around him, and Dallas ran just right by him. And it just wasn't good technique on his part. Bulldogs have the ball just shy of the 10. About the 10.5-yard line, so they can get a 1st down. Going to hand it to Lancaster. He's going to try to get the edge to the right, and he's going to try to get there, but right after he crosses the edge or gets the edge, he's chased down, tackled, but he's able to pick up about 2 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. Ball is on the 9-yard line. So Bulldogs theoretically can still get a 1st down if they get it to just inside the 1. But when you're this close, you're looking at a goal-to-go situation. Going to send that same. They're going to come out in that wing set again. And he's going to fake it to Lancaster, and Aubrey's just going to roll out. And he's going to, I think if he would have kept his feet, he probably would have run in. I think he's put his foot on the ground, tried to cut up, just lost his footing, and fell just shy of the goal line. So Bulldogs have a 3rd down and about 1, and the ball is on the 2. Then they get to the 1 for a first. Going in that smokestack I formation. Link is under center. He's going to hand it to Lancaster, and he's going to be hit in the backfield, and he's going to lose, I think, about a yard on the carry.
Number 14, Tyler Lancaster on the run.
So Bulldogs have a 4th down. Let's see where they mark him. Yeah, he's going to lose. He's going to lose about a yard on the run, so that 4th and 1 turns into a 4th and 2. Ball is back on the 3-yard line. We like to fake the handoff and release number 11, Chris Hackney, and he's going to just sneak it. And touchdown Bulldogs. Aubrey on the sneak. So with 1:54 left until halftime, the Bulldogs have extended their lead 20-0, pending the extra point. So snap, hold, kick is no good. So with 1:54 left to go in this half, the Bulldogs lead 20-0. We'll be right back. So Link is getting set to kick off, and for Sunbright to really get back into this game, they're going to have to make something happen. And it's a pooch kick. It's going to be fielded by number 22. And he's just going to be hit and brought down about the 43-yard line. And there's a little pushing and shoving out there. Nothing, no harm, no foul.
At this time, we would like all the 50-year players, managers, to line up at the end of the field, please. On the far right side of the field.
All right, and so Tigers break the huddle. They're in an empty set. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. They got to put something on the board. They have yet, I think the furthest they've got past the 50 is to the 49. So they're looking to get something. And the Bulldogs blitz. He's got a receiver. That's number 22. And wow. First play, wide open, touchdown Tigers. I see no laundry. And
22 on the catch. It'll be enough for a Sunbright touchdown.
Sunbright scored in about 14 seconds. Wow. So that was, and I just said that. They needed to get on the board. They needed to get on the board before halftime to give themselves a chance to get back into this game. But, they may have left a little too much time for the Bulldogs. Because as efficiently as we've moved the ball tonight, I think RBS could theoretically put some points on before half. We got a snap. The hole is up, and it is good. So with 1:38 left to go before halftime, Tigers have gotten on the board. They're down 20-7. We'll be right back. Bulldogs, they got up 20-0, but, blink of the eye, the Tigers are able to score and put a few points on right here before halftime. So let's see what the Tigers decide to do. Looks like they're going to onside kick it. All right. So Tigers are going to pooch it, and they're going to get it. They're going to get it, and
onside kick will be recovered by Sunbright.
So Sunbright is onside kick. Now there's no flags, and so that was good football play. Good football play by the Tigers, and so they got a little momentum right here going before half. And all right, so we've dropped back into cover 2. So we've got Wheeler and Lancaster back deep. They're looking to throw. And it's going to be picked by number 4, Joseph Birdwell. He is at the 45, the 30. Oh, we got a flag back here. The Bulldogs are going to.
Joseph Birdwell, and he's going to run it back for a touchdown. Bulldogs! But there is a flag on the play.
So he housed it, but it looks to be like the block in the back on the return. Flag is thrown out at about the 34-yard line. So that's gonna negate the penalty. That's gonna negate the negate the touch. Oh, no, they're going to give it to him. They're going to give it to him. So, with 1:27 left, the Bulldogs have extended it even further. They're going to go. Bulldogs are going to go for 2. 2-by-2 set. Link is in the gun. Inside receiver to the right, goes in motion to the left. That's Joe Birdwell. So he lines up to the left. Link looks to his left to throw. He's got Hackney on a slant. 2-point conversion is good. That was way too easy for the Bulldogs, but we'll take it. So with 1:27 left to go until half, the Bulldogs have extended the lead. 28-7. We'll be right back. See if they can get it. And the Bulldogs are able to get it. And the Sunbright player is down. So the Bulldogs are going to recover on their own 45-yard line. So the rest are going to take it over. Talk it over for a second. And the Bulldogs do have the onside. And the Bulldogs do get the onside kick, and so the Bulldogs are going to take over on their own 45-yard line. That's just the awkward onside. I mean, we onside it. It hits a Sunbright player. Then it hits our players in the head, flies backwards 5 yards, and comes down on the 45, and there was Aubrey Link right there to cover it up. And so the Bulldogs have taken over. Ball on their own 45. Bulldogs come out in an empty set. Link's looking to his right to throw. Now he's back to his left. He's throwing it up to Chris Hackney, and he's got a receiver. Oh, he had him beat. It's a good. It was actually a really good throw by number 12, Aubrey Link. Hackney had a step on him, but I think the defender got his hand into the line of sight of the football, and Chris just didn't see it come down. That's going to bring up second down for the Bulldogs. Again, the ball is on their own 45-yard line.
Managers, cheerleaders to line up on the far right side of the field, please, if you haven't already.
Bulldogs come in a 2-by-2 set. Link is in the gun, gets a snap. He's got some pressure, and he throws it at the feet of Chris Hackney. That's going to fall incomplete. And that's going to stop the clock with 1:14 left to go until halftime.
If you have a senior, also go line up on the far line of the field.
So Bulldogs are trying to get some points on before half. So they're in throw now mode. Bulldogs come out, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Quarterback's in the pistol. He's going to fake the handoff and throw it out to screen to number 2, Joseph Birdwell, and Dalton Dallas, and number 22, Gavin Crady is right there to wrap him up and bring him down. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Bulldogs, and I guess Sunbright's going to opt not to take a timeout. Oh, man, you got a minute left. You just scored in 1 play. I'd take a timeout right here. All right, and so I think Coach Links is going to let it run down, and he's going to take a timeout. So I'm going to wind this clock down as far as it can go, and let's see what the Bulldogs decide to do. I don't know if we'll try to throw it up, and it'd be a 52-yard pass, Aubrey Link, and so Bulldogs take a timeout. We got 10 seconds left to go until half. We'll take a quick break, come back. All right, and so we're back, and we got a snap. Now almost blocked, but great punt. Going to be fielded at the 20-yard line, 24-yard line by Joe Birdwell. So we'll take a quick break while they're getting set to run the play. All right, and so we're back, and Sunbright, they lined up. We're trying to get one off, but they fumbled. Quarterback fumbled the snap for the 3rd time tonight, and they weren't able to get anything off. And so your score at halftime is the Bulldogs 28, Sunbright 7. Gordonsville is currently up on Clay at half. 14-12. Westmoreland up on Harpeth, 35-0. Trousdale up on Watertown, 13-7. And so again, those are some big scores from across the state. And I'll see if I can get a Smith County score here in a little bit. But Sunbright set the kickoff to the Bulldogs, fielded by number 2, Dalton Dallas, and he is going to get all the way up to the 30. The 35 is going to break a tackle up to the 40. He's going to drag a player up into hit at the 40, drug a player 3 yards. He's going to be down at the 43, and that's where the Bulldogs are going to take over for a 1st down and 10. Ball on, actually they're going to give it to him about the 44. So Bulldogs going to take over on their own 44-yard line. And they're going to try to see if they can continue the offensive, basically this offensive onslaught they've put on. They've had the ball 5 times. They scored 4 times. Well, actually, they've had it 4 times, scored 3 times. One was a pick 6, and the last time they got it, and they tried to throw it deep a few times, wasn't able to get it. So Bulldogs line up smokestack eye. They're going to hand it to Lancaster. He's going to go to his left. He's going to get up to the 50, cross the 50, and down at the 44-yard line in Tiger territory. So it's going to be about a 10-yard run by number 14, Tyler Lancaster. And actually, they're going to mark him a yard short down at the 47, not 44, it's 47-yard line. He needs to get to the 46 for a 1st. All right, so Bulldogs, they're in a smokestack eye. No receivers, double tight. Link under center. He's going to pitch it out to the right to number 14, Tyler Lancaster. He's going to cut it back up to the middle, and he's going to break a tackle. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, and he's going to be run out of bounds close to the 5-yard line. They're actually going to mark him down at the 8-yard line. So
enough and some for a Bulldogs first down.
So about a 40-plus yard run by number 14, Tyler Lancaster. So Bulldogs going to break the huddle. They're going to stay in that same formation. Look for a fake right here and release to number 11, Chris Hackney. And yep, and he's wide open. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
And the 2-point conversion is also good.
So, we faked the handoff, and Chris, he just comes off the line of scrimmage untouched. That's a play that the Bulldogs have went to quite a bit this year, especially down in the red area, and it's been successful a lot. So Bulldogs have extended their lead 34-7 pending the extra point. Snap, hold is no good. So with 10:48 left to go in the third quarter, the Bulldogs lead the Tigers 34-7. We'll be right back. All right, Bulldogs kick, and it's going to sail out of bounds. And Tigers going to take over on their own 35-yard line. All right, and so Aubrey kicks out of bounds. This is a safe play. I don't mind that at all. Actually, it's not a bad thing. I mean, you give the other team pretty good field position, but there is never any threat to return it. And so the Tigers, they're going to take over. First offensive possession of the second half. They're in a 2-by-2 set. Quarterback is in the gun. Trying to get the inside receiver to the left going motion. He's going to hand it to him. That's a handoff to number 2. And he is just going to be taken down and tackled by number 14, Tyler Lancaster. He's going to lose about 7 or 8 on the carry. And the tackle for loss is going to back them all the way up. Back them back to the 28-yard line. So they've got a second down and 17 to go. They stand a 2-by-2 set. Quarterback is in the gun. Running back to the right of the quarterback. Inside receiver left goes in motion to the right. He's going to fumble the snap once again. And he's going to throw it up, and that is a duck. Just going to go out of bounds. I don't know. I guess they're going to consider the receiver who didn't run a route and just kind of stood there as the closest man to the ball.
That pass was incomplete.
I just got another score update. Trousdale County leads Watertown 21-7 in the third quarter. So big game for Trousdale County and Watertown. So Tigers come out in a shotgun. They're going to pitch it to number 11. He's going to reverse his field, and he may have something here. All right, no. He's going to run it all the way back up to the 32.
Taking down by Holston Bulldogs, however, there is a flag on the play.
So there's a flag on the play, and usually when you reverse the field like that, that's a block in the back or a hold. So personal foul. It was after the run. It was after the play, and so that's going to be fourth down, and they're just going to back up. So I didn't think I saw any blocking in the back or holding going on. I thought it was pretty clean, but you know, when you see a flag like that, you just never know. And there wasn't, just a personal foul on the Tigers. This brings up 4th down and a mile to get the first. So Tigers line up at a 3-by-1. I don't think they're going to go for it. It is 4th down. So I thought so the coach for Sunbright, they're going to have to take a timeout because I think he thought it was going to be a 3rd down after the penalty. And so Tigers take a timeout. While they're in timeout, we'll take one as well. We'll be right back. Snap. And the kick. It's not a bad kick. Going to land at about the 41-yard line, get a great bounce. And that's going to bounce all the way up into Bulldog territory around the 47-yard line. So the kicker was backed up on his own 5-yard line when he kicked that one. Rolls up to about 48 yards. And that's where the Bulldogs are going to take over. Still trying to, again, try to keep up with some of these scores. Gordonsville and Clay at halftime, 14-12. Whitwell up on Chattanooga Prep, 12-0. Macon County up at halftime, 28-0 over Cumberland County. And Westmoreland up on Harpeth at halftime, 35-0. Bulldogs come out in a pistol, 2 receivers right, 1 in the left. Going to hand it to Lancaster up the middle, and he is going to be hit and tackled at the line of scrimmage. All right, and so put a Bulldog with a helmet off, and when you lose your helmet, you got to come off for a play. And that was number 78, Chris Martinez, blocking downfield wherever he needs to be on a run. So if you haven't been here, the Bulldogs this year have got a new scoreboard, brand new play clocks on both sides of the field. Really doing a lot of improvements to the field. So the Bulldogs come out a 2-by-2 set. Lincoln's in the gun. He's looking to his right to throw. He's got Joseph Birdwell on that on the little flat route. It's going to fall incomplete. Bring up 3rd down. Bring up 3rd down for the Bulldogs. Lancaster on that first play picked up no yard, maybe a half a yard on the play. 2nd down was an incomplete pass, number 4, Joseph Birdwell, and now we are at 3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs stand that same 2-by-2 set. Inside motion left goes in motion. That's number 2, Dalton Dallas. He's got a receiver, Joseph Birdwell, up the middle. That's going to fall incomplete. 4th down for the Bulldogs. So Tigers force a punt. 2nd time tonight that the Bulldogs have had to punt. So for the Tigers, they're going to have a lot to go right, and the Bulldogs are going to have a lot to go wrong before they can get back into this game. Snap. Kick that's a pretty good one. It's going to hit at the 20, roll and keep rolling, and roll down to inside the 15-yard line, and that's where the Tigers are going to take over for the 1st down and 10. They're going to mark him down at the 14. So got about 8:09 left to play in the 3rd. Bulldogs need 8 more points. And if they get that, they will have a 35-point lead, and we can run this clock. All right, so Tigers break the huddle, empty set. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback is by himself, and Bulldogs call a timeout. So with 8:09 left to play in the 3rd, Bulldogs lead the Tigers 34-7. We'll be right back. They're going to come out and empty set. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Quarterback is in the gun. He's looking to pass. He's going to throw one deep, and it's going to be intercepted by number 4, Joseph Birdwell. And
Number 4, Joseph Burwell on the interception for the Bulldogs.
so number 4, Joseph Birdwell on the interception, and the Bulldogs going to take over once again on their Tigers' 26-yard line. So they can really go ahead and add to this lead right here and get the clock running. They're going to come out in 2-by-2 set. Lincoln's in the gun. He's going to roll out to his left. He's got a receiver, Hackney, wide open, back of the end zone. And he's trying to throw it up to Dalton Dallas. Hackney was actually open over here to the left, but he throws it to number 2, Dalton Dallas. Falls incomplete, stops the clock at 8:03. Okay, and so Link gets to play from the sideline. Bulldogs break the huddle. They're going to be in a smokestack eye. Receiver on each side. Lancaster the deep back. Birdwell the middle. Dalton Dallas fullback. Oh, and right down. That was a great defensive play by number 57, Gabe Williams, who, I mean, he was right there almost to take the handoff. Read that perfectly. And the Bulldogs were tackled for a loss of about 3.
For a loss by number 57 for Sunbright.
And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 13 for the Bulldogs. Next week, the Bulldogs will travel to South Pittsburgh, where they have a tough task of trying to beat the former state champions. So we won't be on the radio for that game. Got a pass to the middle of the field to number 4, Joseph Birdwell, who's having himself a game tonight.
Number 4.
Who's having himself a game tonight with 2 interceptions, 1 pick six, and a couple of receptions on the game. So excellent game by number 4, Joseph Birdwell. So that pass was a pass of about 20 yards down to inside the 20, actually inside the 15, around the 14-yard line. Bulldogs come out in a pistol. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Lancaster the deep back. Dallas line up to the right of the quarterback. Looks to throw a slant to number 11, Chris Hackney. He's going to catch it, but he's going to be stopped short of the goal line. Tackled around the 3. It's going to bring up 2nd down, and it should be about 2 yards. So they're going to mark him down at the 4. He needs to get to the 2 for a first. Bulldogs spread it out. Got a 2-by-2 set. Link is in the gun. Lancaster line up to the right. Link's looking to his left to throw. He's going to take off. Throws it to the middle of the field. Number 11, Chris Hackney. And touchdown Bulldogs. 41-7. 40-7 pending the point.
And number 11, Chris Hackney. It'll be a touchdown Bulldogs.
So we're going to kick the extra point. I think I'd go for 2 right here, try to make it 35 points, but they may decide to wind the clock regardless. So and a snap, the hold, and kicks blocked. So
and the failed kick will be deflected.
Hackney got run over right there as he was trying to hold, and I mean it was just low snap. He didn't get the ball up. All right, and so Lancaster back to kick. And it's not a bad kick. It was a line drive kick. Going to be picked up at the 30-yard line by number 11, Jonah Frills. He's going to be tackled immediately by the Bulldogs. And So the Tigers have the ball on their own 29-yard line. Clock's going to continue to run, so they are going to give us the running clock. We're at 5:30, 5.5 left to go in this game in the third quarter. Tigers going to be in an empty set. They're just looking to throw, and he fumbles a snap once again. He's going to scramble around. He's going to get some room up the middle. He's going to try to juke and jive. He's up at the 35. Going to miss and break another tackle and be tackled short of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So that's about the fourth or fifth fumble snap by the Tigers tonight. He just picked it up and took off with it. Able to get upfield, pick up some yards, and I think he picked up about 9. So he needs about a yard to get to the first. He's ball at 38 and he's 39 for first. They're going to stay in this empty set. 3-by-2, 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Gets snap, looking to the right to throw. He's got a receiver. It's number 22. He's at the 50, the 45, and the 40, and he's going to continue to push forward up to about the 37, 38-yard line, and that's going to be enough for a Tigers first down and 10. So Tigers come out in empty set, still 3 right, 3 receivers right, 2 to the left, quarterback in the gun. Gets the snap, should have been, and he's going to be sacked by number 2, Dalton Dallas. And I saw him drop the ball. Should have been a fumble, but regardless, we'll take the sack, loss of yards. That's going to back him up to about the 43, so loss of about 5 on the sack. Second down and long to go. Got 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Saw some confusion on the Sunbright. Okay. Get lined up. Inside receiver to the right, goes in motion to the left. Rolls out to the left to throw. He's looking to throw a receiver and almost intercepted this time. Almost intercepted again. I think number 7, Kilby Wheeler, on the pass breakup. And that's going to bring up third down and long for the Tigers. Ball on the 43-yard line in Bulldog territory. We're at 2:50 left to go in this game. Clock should be close to 2:45 when we snap the ball. Just got another score update. Macon County is starting the fourth quarter up 41-0 on Cumberland County, which doesn't really shock anybody. They're needing a lot of help from DeKalb County tonight in order to secure a home playoff game in the first round. Empty set. Tigers in the gun. He's looking to his left to throw. Throws it out to number 2. Going to fall incomplete. Fourth down for the Tigers.
The pass falls incomplete.
So the Tigers may elect to punt right here on 4th and long. So instead, the Tigers are going to take a timeout. So they're going to take a timeout and think about it. While they're in timeout, we'll take one as well. We'll be right back. All right, and so we're back, and Sunbright comes out in the empty set. Quarterback is just looking to run. He's got some room up the sideline. He's going to have a first down, and he's going to be hit hard by number 23, Houston Taylor. And he was hit hard, and quarterback was shaken up just a little bit. He's going to pick up enough for a first down, but
knocked down by number 23, Houston Taylor.
But he was hit. He was hit hard on the sideline, and they're going to have to put number 22 will be in at quarterback, and he may have got the win knocked out of him. So they're going to come out, single back set. Number 22 is going to take it, and he's going to run to the right. He's going to try to get to the edge, but, man, it's like these skill guys for Sunbright is just playing with 6 guys, because Sunbright hasn't blocked a soul all night long, and every time we've come untouched, and it's hard to get anything going when you do that. So we're going to be might be wise for Sunbright to just let this quarter run out right here. Now they're going to try to run a play. We're at the 10-second mark and left to go in the third. They're going to be in a shotgun. 22 is quarterback. He's in for the starter number 1. He's going to take it. He's going to run to the left. He's just going to try to push his way forward for a few yards. So that's going to end the third quarter. Your score at the end of 3. Bulldogs 40. Sunbright 7. We'll be back. So Sunbright has the ball on the Bulldogs 30-yard line. They're in an empty set. Quarterback rolls out to the right. He's going to cut up. He's going to try to get out. He's going to throw it out to number 22 and almost intercepted. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Tigers. And when you're this deep, down 40-7, I think they're just going to go for it.
Pass broken up by number 7.
So number 7, Kelby Wheeler, was in on that. Good coverage by that young man, sophomore Kelby Wheeler. Tigers had a 4th down. Ball on their own 29. Ball on the Bulldogs 29. Quarterback, I guess he got the wind knocked out of him. He's back in the game now. They're in a 2-by-2 set, tight end left. Quarterback gets snapped, looking to his left to throw. He's under some pressure, and he's got nowhere to throw, nowhere to go, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Brought down to number 12, Aubrey Linksland.
And so the Bulldogs are going to take over, and I think from here you just don't want to get anybody hurt. You want to go into next week playing South Pitt as healthy as you can be. All right, the Bulldogs are going to come out 2-by-2 set. Inside receiver to the right goes in motion. That's Joe Birdwell. He's going to throw it out. Number 11, Chris Hackney, and it's just going to go right through his hand, fall incomplete. A little shocked that the Bulldogs are throwing in the situation, but up 40-7. Lincoln gets a call from the sideline. We break the huddle on a pistol. Receiver right, receiver left. Lancaster the deep back. Dallas line for the right of the quarterback, and he's going to fumble the snap. And the Tigers are going to fall on it right there. And so a big break for them. I believe that makes, if you combine both teams tonight, that's about 6 fumbles on the snap or handoff. And so I think about 5 from Sunbright and about 1 from RBS. So RBS hasn't had as many problems with the snap and handoff as Sunbright has tonight. But the Sunbright does get a turnover. They do get a turnover. And they take over in Bulldog territory on the 25-yard line. We got about 8:40 left to play when this ball is snapped. Tigers are going to come out. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Quarterback is in the pistol. Gets the snap, looking to his right to throw. Throws it high. I don't know who he was trying to throw that to. We had a receiver going deep. We had another receiver that stopped at about the 20. one that was in the middle of the field, one that swung out at about the 20, and the ball landed on the 10. So I don't know exactly. I think about 3 Bulldogs were the closest to that ball. But that brings up second down after the incomplete pass. We've got 8 minutes left to play into the game. 2-by-2 set. Quarterback is in the gun. Inside receiver to the right goes in motion to the left. He's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to hand it to number 22. He's going to be hit initially by number 55, Tobin Sellers, and then finished up by number 78, Chris Martinez. And he's going to lose yards on that carry. Third down and forever for the Tigers.
Backfield by number 78, Christopher Martinez.
So we got third down and 15. He's going to lose 5 on the carry. Ball is on the 30-yard line. Two receivers right, one to the left. Quarterback is in the gun. Gets the snap. He's going to throw a screen out to number 22. There is nobody out there. And he's going to make it all the way up to about close to the 15-yard line. So he's going to pick up close to 20, close to 15 on the catch. That was a pass to number 22, Gavin Crady. He was the one that scored the touchdown earlier in the game for the Tigers. That probably close to 100 yards receiving on the game. That's the one positive for the Tigers tonight. So the Tigers are going to break the huddle. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Inside receiver to left, right goes in motion. Going to fake the handoff, and we're going to fumble. They're going to fumble it. Quarterback's going to get up and just run around, and he's going to get tackled back to about the 27-yard line. And so Tigers had the ball, first down and 10 on their own 13, and then they just lost about, this will be about 15 yards on that. So that makes about the 6th or 7th fumble by the Tigers tonight. Ball comes all the way back to the 25 where they started this drive. They need to get to, it looks to be about the 40-yard line for a first. So they've got about 21 yards to get to first down. It's the snap, looking to pass. It's got a receiver, and it's right to Kelby Wheeler. Third interception tonight for the Bulldogs. Wheeler is up to the 50, and he's going to he's going to run over the quarterback. He's at the 40. He's going to break a tackle. 10, touchdown Bulldogs. That's going to make it 46-7.
That'll be a pick 6 by number 7, Kelby Wheeler, and he'll be taking all the way back for a Bulldogs touchdown!
So with about 5:16 left to go in the game, Bulldogs have extended their lead 46-7 pending the extra point. All right, got a kick up. Kick is good with 5:16 left to play in the game. The Bulldogs have extended the lead 47-7 over the Tigers. We'll be right back. All right, so Link getting set to kick. He's going to kick it deep. He's going to hit it about the 20 and going to roll out of bounds. And so the Tigers are Tigers going to take over on their own 35-yard line. Clock is continuing to run, so we should be over here in about 4.5 minutes. They'll only stop it from here on out for timeouts and touchdowns. They come out in 2-by-1 set, quarterback's in the gun, and they're just going to hand it off to number 22. He's going to break one. He's at the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, and he's going to be chased down by number 9, Adrian Sieber. And that was a heck of an effort play by him. There was nobody. And around him, and he just took off and he was able to chase him down, and he tackled him short of the goal line. Kind of reminded me of DK Metcalf of a couple of years ago chasing down Buda Baker of the Cardinals. Same situation there. But he does stop a touchdown. He does stop a touchdown. And the Tigers have the ball inside their own 5.
Tackle made by number 9, Sieber.
They come out in a 2-by-1 set. Tight end right. Quarterback is in the gun. Running back lined up to the right. Gets the snap. Looking to throw. Ball is going to fall incomplete. Almost intercepted by number 12, Aubrey Link. So, going back to that play just a few minutes ago, that was Sieber. He's someone he's played since he was in 8th grade. He runs really well, and he actually just ran that down and caught the runner before he was able to get in the end zone. And I don't know what the situation is. Did they call a touchdown? So, okay. All right. So, I guess the Tigers scored. All right. So, the Tigers did score. Still a great effort play by number 9, Adrian Sieber. So, the Tigers did score. They made the score in 47-13. I thought he got tackled short. So the 2-point conversion was no good. That's what they was doing there at the end. I didn't see any ref signal or anything. So all right. So Tigers get set to kick. 22 kicking, and they're going to pooch it. It's going to go and be fielded by number 12, Aubrey Link. It's your quarterback. And he's going to be drug out of bounds close to the 43-yard line. So Bulldogs are going to take over after the kick on their own 43. We got a running clock right here. We're down to 2 minutes, and Bulldogs can just take their time right here. Not try anything cute, probably just take a knee and get out of here with a 47-13 victory. All right, we're minute 40 left to go in the game. Going to hand it to Lancaster up the middle. He's going to break a tackle. He's up at the 45, the 40, and he's going to be drug out of bounds at around the 35-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down and 10.
Number 14, Tyler Lancaster. for another first down, Bulldogs.
All right, and so I think Coach Link may just decide to take a knee right here, and I think a couple of knees should do it. It's going to be a personal foul on the Tigers. That's going to move them up, and that's going to move the ball up to the 20, inside the 20. We may try to work to 45 seconds. I don't think we'll run it up. No, this is victory formation. So that's going to end the game. One snap right here should do it. And Bulldogs take a knee. And that's going to do it for your game. Let's see if I can get some scores real quick. I did see where Smith County up 1 point, faked a punt on their own 25-yard line, didn't get it, and turned it over turned it back over to East Nashville. Gornsville is up. Gornsville's up on Clay 20-19. DeKalb is still, so a 1 point game in the fourth quarter between those two. So big game, living up to all the hype. Stone Memorial still down in the third quarter to DeKalb County 21-14. Overman over Livingston 63-7. Macon County beat Cumberland County 44-0. Trousdale County beat Watertown 21-7. So Trousdale County is going to sneak into the playoffs. Westmoreland up on Harpeth 49-7. And let's see, I'd like to find a Sycamore was still up on Joe Burns 6-0. I'm trying to find a Smith. I can't find a Smith score. Last time I checked, they were in the fourth quarter up 1 point, but East Nashville had the ball. Smith County won. Smith County did end up winning, so they ended up winning. They ended up winning their region with their only loss coming against DeKalb County, and so they may see each other. This may be a rematch in the third round this year. So the Bulldogs, they won tonight, 47-13. They go to 4-6 on the season. Last time the Bulldogs were 4-6 was in the 2015 football season. But this year, the Bulldogs, they finished 4-6, fourth place in the region. There's only 4 teams in our region. They did finish fourth. Next week, they will travel to South Pittsburgh to play the defending state champions. We will not be covering that on the radio. So we'll wish good luck to the Bulldogs. I want to thank everyone who's tuned in this year. And until next year, have a good night.